Friends, I will be doing a oil painting and I will be sharing the process of making this painting with you in this video. I will tell you exactly what I have done, what is my painting, what colors I've used, how I prepared the canvas, why I'm using canvas, all of those factors which are related to this particular painting, I'll be sharing with you. And with regard to painting, also, I have actually generated this painting with the help of an AI. And I've taken a small print for scaling, and this is the painting that I will be making. As you can see, it has many parameters. It has sky, it has mountains with snow, it has a little bit of a small forest, waterfall, a lake, and also a river. And as you can see, a lot of trees are having a lot of these Japanese type leaves and flowers. So this is the type of painting I will be making, and this is unique. And I'm not making a copy of any other painting. This is my own creation because I've used AI to create this painting, and now I will be making this painting on a large canvas, which is like 2 meters wide, and in terms of height, it is more than a meter. So fairly large canvas. I will be making this painting. Now let's talk about why I have chosen canvas. So canvas is a wonder material, and when we talk about canvas, it's not just the canvas made of cloth. In European countries, it is also made of linen. Linen is actually very fine when it comes to canvas. Canvas is a good material to use because it's a wonderful base for painting. It can be stretched, and when you apply oil on canvas, the material of the canvas actually absorbs the oil and it sort of becomes permanent. And as you can see, a lot of these Renaissance era paintings on canvas are still as vibrant as they were when they were made, when they were new. So the canvas is a very good material for making the oil painting, especially for oil. And in my case, I'm using canvas. Friends, the next step in making this painting is actually an optional step, but it could be an important aspect for making a quality painting. And this is this surface has to be sand with using this sandpaper. Now this is optional, as I said, because many painters don't like to do sanding. They will like to straight away start doing painting because the gesso has been applied, and this is quite decent. You don't have to do that. But when you look at it, especially when the painting is so large, you look at it, there are small deformities, which I would like to sand with very light hand and smoothen the whole thing out. Because once it is smoothened out, then the surface will be very uniform, and when the painting is ready, it will look very uniform, very professional. So this is a optional step. Sand this gesso coating very lightly with this kind of a sandpaper, which is a mild sandpaper used only for wood. So make sure that if you are actually following this step, make sure that you do sanding with very light hand, and make sure that you have multiple coating of gesso, because if you have only one coating of gesso, then uh, sanding may not be appropriate. But if you have multiple coating, like in my case, I have actually applied 3 different layers of coats of gesso, so I can actually do one layer sanding using very light hand, using this a mild sandpaper. So now I'm going to start the sanding process, and you will see that I will use very light hand. You see, I'm using very light hand, and you don't have to apply a lot of force. Make sure that you follow this process very carefully. You don't want to spoil the gesso coating which you have applied. So friends, I have done the sanding of this canvas surface very very carefully. As you can see, I have actually removed a very thin layer of the gesso which was applied only to remove any deformity. Now there are other advantages of this process. The biggest advantage is in future if you want to roll your painting, that any thick uneven gesso has a has a potential to crack, and that will spoil your painting. So if you are doing this step, as I said, this is optional, but if you do this, it will be very good and your painting will last for very very long time. So friends, our canvas is now fully ready and now we are ready to start our uh, painting, right? So we would need different kinds of oil colors and I have actually chosen the small ones because depending on the amount of quantity of the paint that I require, I'm going to use this. So I'm going to start with blue, violet and white because I'm actually starting with the sky, and so I will use these three colors in the combination and draw this sky. Now for mixing medium, I am actually going ahead with linseed oil. This is a pure linseed oil. You can use very small quantity with the oil paint for mixing it so that the oil can spread evenly on your canvas. And post painting for cleaning your brush. So this is a very important item. You could use turpentine oil. Also, I'm going ahead with the linseed oil because this is a better medium and it actually makes your painting much more vibrant once it is dried. We would need this spatula. This is a spatula for mixing the color in the right quantity. These are the tools that you need. You would also need a large brush like this for covering the large area on your canvas, and then you will also need all kinds of small brushes. So I have chosen all kinds of brushes for all of my requirements. So these are the tools that I'm going to use and only my skills. So now let's get started on our painting. So, friends, I'm in the process of building the sky first because that is the bottommost layer, and the idea is to create the sky and with the different shades. I'm using three different layers, and then I'm going to mix all of them so that it turns out to be a nice sky. And once this sky is ready, I will then create other features like mountains, snow, uh, lake, river, etc. So this is in the making. I am actually working on this. This is a very early stage, and as you can see, I have already done two different layers of blue, and now I'm actually using the sky blue so that there is a bit of the gradient of the color which is visible through the darker one is visible through the lighter layer. That is the whole idea of building the sky. So I am very pleased to inform you that the sky for this painting is completed today, and I have used different techniques to blend in the colors. As you can see, the base color is the sky blue, and on top of it I have used a mixture of red, white and yellow colors to create this impact. As you can see, this in this painting, in this area there is going to be mountain which is snow clad mountain. In this area there is going to be a brown, a forested area. So I have left this area for other elements of the painting to come. But before I actually proceed about creating the mountain, let me tell you that the knowledge of colors when you mix them together is very very important. For instance, since I created a blue background here for this sky, and if you actually use yellow on blue, do you know what color you get? You actually get green. So if you actually apply a yellow or an orange color on this surface, you will actually end up getting a green tint, which is going to spoil the purpose. So therefore I've used the red color and the white stripes in order to create these different elements of the sky. And this is the scene of a twilight. I am trying to give you a impression that the sunrise has going to happen, and therefore a tint in the sky which is starting from bottom reddish to orangish and to dark blue is going to be visible. Now, when you actually mix red on blue, you get maroon. So you have to be very careful in terms of using red color. Make sure that you don't pre-mix red and white, rather than create a mixture or a blend on the canvas directly. Don't pre-mix the colors. And also, if you want to create this effect, don't use orange color, because you end up getting green color. So friends, the sky is ready, almost 90% ready. I may have to touch up when the painting is near completion, but for now it is ready. So friends, off camera I have finished certain elements of this painting, mainly the mountains, because the mountains cover a lot of area in the painting, and there are different variation in the mountains, as you can see here, but I have used only 4 colors in this to basically make these elements. The top mountains are having more white shades because the depiction is to show the snow, and since the sunrise is happening on this side, then there is a lot of darkness on these peaks. So these are darker, and at the same time these are muddy peaks. So as you can see here, there are different variations of white, brown and green color used in order to create this effect. uh, this is not complete yet. There are a lot of work to be done here. Once the paint dries, then there will be a lot of shading, especially using the fine brush and only the white color to show the effect of the snow shining when the sunlight falls on the snow. So that work is still remaining. But since the mountain covers a lot of portion in this painting, I thought I will first make all the mountain before I start bringing in other elements like water, trees, grass, etc. The waves can be visible, here. At the same time, I have actually used ivory white again to create the impression of the snow on the mountain peaks here. Now I can use yellow color in future to give it much more, better profiling of the shine that the mountain snow clad peaks are going to experience here. So I can make it much more realistic. As you can see, the clouds in the sky are also ready with this sunlight. It is now looking very nice. At the same time, I have been able to create the stem of the tree which is going to come up here, and some vegetation here. Now to reveal a secret here, this vegetation is not pure green color, it's a combination of blue, green and white, and in different variation. That is why this different kinds of shades are visible in even in the vegetation. So I am going to add more vegetation in future, and I will actually work with new color palettes, and I will talk about those new future projects, especially when it comes to this particular painting. In future, the next vegetation I am going to practice, or I'm going to paint using red and yellow color, because I want to give impression of especially these mountains having the flowers which are of red and yellow color. So friends, some new elements have been added in this picture which is not there in the original one, which is this particular feature here. In order to give more life to this painting, I have added the leaves and a plant which is growing around the trunk. So a lot of green leaves are added here with this kind of design. So as you can see, this is adding to a lot of life to this painting. The other things which are which are already completed is the waterfall here, which probably you will not see, but this waterfall feature is absolutely completed, and the snow has been touched up to give an impression that there is a lot of snow on the mountain tops which are ready to basically come down in the form of either large glaciers or avalanches. So little bit work is required on these mountains because they look very raw, barren, etc. So we will add some features in these mountains. Little bit work is left in the leaves, and also some flowers will be added here in this part of the painting. Otherwise, this painting is almost complete, 90% complete. We will see in the end if there are any touch-ups that may be required. Friends, it's been 4 months since I started drawing this painting and it is complete now. And I'm very happy to say that finally I was able to complete it. It was a mammoth task because look at the size of this painting. This is 6 feet long and 4 feet wide. It's a pretty large painting. It has taken me nearly 4 months, more than 4 months, and as you can see it is ready. And before I end this video, I would like to talk about certain things which I have added here off camera, uh, and the ideologies which you will appreciate. Number one is that if you look at this central mountain range, it is actually giving a 3D impact. And as you can see, I have tried to show the effect of glaciers here, and the sheer look at this scenery is being made by a human who's standing on this side and looking at into this huge valley with these overtowering mountains, and with huge glaciers which are coming out on this side. And this mountain range is basically a 3D kind of a depiction that I have tried to show here. I'm sure you will appreciate that. Just in case, just look at it. Other thing is that this is a scene of a twilight where the sunrise is happening, and therefore there is a lot of shading here. Multiple layers have been used of various colors to give this impact. Also on this side, so you will see that the mountains are getting illuminated only from this side. So assumption is that sun is rising from this side, from the east, and therefore this portion is facing the east and is getting illuminated by the sunlight. And the emphasis of this painting is mostly the mountains. So huge mountain range with a lot of different features, different layers of mountain range, different colors. So if you go into some real scenic place, you will see when you look around from a vantage point, you will notice that there are multiple layers of the mountain and each layer has a different color. So this is exactly what I have tried to show here, where the top mountains are snow clad, and then subsequently different topologies of different smaller mountains here. Now this painting is complete. This is ready for framing, and all I have to do is now to create a border. But if you remember the beginning of the video, we have actually taken this as a tape. So once this is completely dry, which is I'm presuming in next 5 to 10 days, we will remove these tape here, and then once we remove these tapes on all sides, the border will come very nicely, very neatly in a straight line. So before the framing, we will go for removing these tapes, and then we will go for framing. This is a huge painting. Now this painting is also bring the good luck if you put it on the south wall. And if you believe any of these occult sciences like feng shui or vastu, then this is as per feng shui and vastu. This is meant for the south wall in any of your prominent rooms in the house, like living room, your drawing room, your office, your home office, simply because on the south side you can show water. So in this painting there are water, there are mountains, there is snow, there are waterfalls, there are forests, lot of greenery and flowers as well. So this is the painting which is meant for the south side of the walls in your prominent rooms, in my prominent rooms, like living room, your office, not for bedroom but any other area, even for foyer. So if you have a
big foyer with white wall. This painting is suitable for that area. It will this give the structure to the entire foyer. One painting in one gallery of foyer, which will be very impactful for any visitor who comes into that area. Now, $1 million question. um, you know do I want to sell it? I think I've already spent 4 to 5 months in drawing this painting, and I would definitely like to see if there is a suitable buyer. And I'm thinking I can part with this painting for approximately $5,000, which is roughly about half a million Indian rupees, or 5 lakh Indian rupees. So this is completely custom. There is nothing like this in the world. um, Purely based on imagination, without using any pencil. So this is very, very unique. So somebody who wants to buy it, you can actually reach out to me, and we can start discussing about that. In the end, I would like to ask all of you, what do you think? Should I sell it? And even if I sell it, what should be my pricing? With this question, I'd like to end my video and look forward to receiving your genuine feedback.